Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're well. Hope your families are well. Back again, another edition of Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Ken Edelin from Edelin and Associates, LLC. Let's talk about the law. All right, y'all. This Wednesday, let's take a minute and talk about guns, firearms. A couple things I want everybody to keep in mind that I'm seeing as big problems here lately. First of all is what's called a straw purchase. Straw purchase is when you purchase a firearm for somebody else because they are not eligible to buy one. You don't have a record, you are eligible to buy it. They have a record, or whatever reason they are uneligible or ineligible to buy a firearm, and you go in and purchase the firearm for them. This is illegal. It implicates not only state law, but federal law. The form you have to fill out at the gun shop is a federal form. And on there, they're going to ask you, are you purchasing the gun for yourself or for somebody else? Once you say you're purchasing it for yourself, but you're actually buying it for somebody else, you have violated state and federal law. Make no mistake, they are cracking down on this. They are very serious about this. And 9 times out of 10, they are going to be seeking jail time. A lot of times the folks I see doing these straw purchases are significant others, usually a girlfriend, somebody who's young and doesn't have a record, or somebody who either has mental health issues and doesn't have a record and therefore still eligible, or somebody who is addicted to some type of substances and are doing this because they get a little bit of money and they're trying to feed their habit. Again, you are going to jail more likely than not. Because they are not playing with this. You may not have a record, but if you are buying a gun for somebody and they are ineligible to buy a gun, more likely than not, they are going to do something illegal with that gun. And like I said, the form you fill out is a federal form. So if law enforcement finds the gun, they recover the gun, they will be able to trace it back to you. The question is going to be, where is the gun that you purchased? And believe me when I tell you, those are not questions that you want to have to answer. And you certainly don't want the feds to come asking them. All right. Second issue I want to address is the issue of putting switches on your guns. For those of us that don't know, switches are the way you make a semi-automatic gun an automatic gun. So you essentially turn the gun into a machine gun. Needless to say, law enforcement is not happy about that. And while there may not be specific laws in the state that address that, the feds certainly take interest. And the feds certainly have been bringing more cases concerning these switches. Essentially, you're turning the gun into a machine gun. And so in the hands of the general public, in the hands of somebody looking to do something wrong, you can understand the concern that law enforcement will have. You can understand how they will be prosecuting those cases. And you can understand how unlikely they will be to be lenient. So keep that in mind as you're dealing with that. And the way that's significant for us, for you and me, is that if you are dealing with this type of issue, if you are looking at these types of charges, if you know somebody, a loved one that is also looking at these types of charges, or you think these types of charges may be coming down the road, you want somebody who is well versed in both state and federal law. You want somebody who has practiced for several years in both state and federal courts. Quite frankly, you want somebody who has gone to trial and won in both state and federal courts. And I happen to be that person. All right, y'all. So that will be this episode of Wisdom Wednesday. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully I introduced you to some content that was useful to you. As always, if you or your loved ones find yourself in need of an attorney, you can call Ken. Talk to you soon.